To solve a quadratic equation using the quadratic formula, we have to first make sure that our quadratic equation is in standard form. So the standard form of a quadratic equation is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. The a is the coefficient of our square term. So for our quadratic equation, there is no number by the x squared, so we assume it's a 1. So a is equal to 1. B is the coefficient of our x term. So in this case, b is negative 10. And c is our constant. So it's a negative 28. So we'll substitute the values for a, b, and c into the quadratic formula. The quadratic formula is minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So minus b, so minus a negative 10 plus or minus the square root of b squared, so it'll be a negative 10 squared minus 4 times a times c. All over 2 times a, so 2 times 1. So when I simplify this, minus a negative 10 is 10 plus or minus a negative 10 squared. That's negative 10 times negative 10 is a positive 100. Now, negative 4 times 1 times a negative 28. It's going to be a positive 112 all over 2. So I get 10 plus or minus the square root of 212 all over 2. So we have to simplify this radical. So we're looking for the largest perfect square that will divide into the radicand of that radical. So the largest perfect square that will divide into 212 evenly. Well, 4 goes into 212 evenly 53 times. So I can write that as 10 plus or minus. Now, the square root of 4 times 53, I can write it as the square root of 4 times the square root of 53 all over 2. So it's 10 plus or minus the square root of 4 is 2. It's the square root of 53 all over 2. Now I notice that 2 goes into each term of the numerator factors and into the denominator. So to simplify it, I can divide 2 into 10 and 2 into that 2 radical 53. So that simplifies to 5 plus or minus, the 2's cancel, square root of 53. So x equals 5 minus the square root of 53, 5 plus the square root of